What is happening, you guys? And welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan. And tonight on the tailgate party that seems to continue on and on and on, we will discuss, I don't know, Dolphins shit, right? I mean, that's why we're here, right? We're going to talk about Melvin Ingram coming in. I haven't been able to give you guys my thoughts on it. Got a little bit on there. We've got the Dolphins Media Day. Landon Roberts was in there. Austin Jackson was in there. A couple little nuggets. Also, Mike Gesicki, he came in. He talked about his wedding, contract negotiations a little bit. Very candid about his wedding and stuff. That guy knows how to do those interviews real good, doesn't he? If he could be as consistent in his job on the field with his interview skills, if they were in parallel, he probably would have got an extension. Fuck it. Who cares? Anyhow, also mainstream media, some of them talking trash, some of them saying some good things. It's odd because it was like a week or so ago, everyone was picking the Patriots over the Dolphins. Now everyone's kind of sounding like they're picking the Dolphins over the Patriots. So round and round we go, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get going, everybody, make sure that you're catching all the great content we have here on the channel. Tonk 7 TMI Tuesday, live at 9, color commentary. He missed it this week. He has family stuff to deal with, got tied up. But right after that, you can catch Open Mic with Mike on the Mic. Didn't miss the Mic on the Mic. If you guys did miss it, make sure to go back and watch it. Catch him again with Drop the Mic on Saturday at 10. Thursday, late night color commentary coming at you tomorrow night. Can't wait to see what Color's got in store for us. He's going to probably pop in here in a little bit anyhow. Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. Help support the channel. Super Chat is live. You can also support the channel with Fanatics in the link in the description below. And there's also some of our gear available for you guys. And you can catch El Capitan all the other nights of the week right around this time. Running a little late. Honestly, guys, today is the day I do this show and do all this because I love it. But tonight is the kind of nights where I'm not doing it for me. I'm really doing it for you guys. And that's because I love you guys. I know that I'm usually on Wednesdays, and I don't want to let you guys down. I am burnt out right now. I got family coming into town. You guys are going to be able to catch Brandon the Bookie live in studio with me because he's coming here for my daughter's birthday. I got my family coming in. We're excited, but, I don't know about any other guys that have significant others or ladies as well. When family comes into town, everything has to be done ever so. And it never stops. It doesn't matter how much you get out in front of it and how much you do. You're still just getting it done at the very last second, no matter how much. And, but I didn't want to let you guys down. I wanted to make around 10 o'clock for you guys because, again, I love you guys. I won't want to let you down. And El Capitan going to make sure to be here for you every time we can. And, barring absolute family things or anything else, I'm always going to be there. So, shout out to everybody who got in here early. Thanks, guys. What's happening? Q in here, my dog holding it down. That's right, Q. Hit the like button, everybody. It helps get the notifications going. Honestly, a lot of people don't get the notifications until the like button gets hit, until that gets rolling. Sometimes it does. Color, obviously, in here. What's up, Andre, my boy, right there. Day one in here. Ali Da, what's happening, bruh? Green Rat, I seen you in there. Yeah, if the show's not good, you're right, Green Rat. Take back that like. Isaac, what's going on, bro? Jamie. What is happening, everybody? Josh, what's going on, my guy? What's up? Hey, will you take a side question after the show, or you go to bed right after? I'm sorry, I don't get the question. Do I take a side question after the show, or do you go to bed right after? I don't know what you mean by that. You mean, am I in the back talking? Is that what you mean? Like off camera? I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Dylan? What's going on, my brother? California. Oh, word up, Josh. That Skrilla finna come in. I see you, my brother. Nikolai, what's going on, man? How's it going? Moss Sports Talk, what's good? El Capitan in here. Isaac, you got me, buddy. Yeah, Josh, you can ask me a question anytime, my man. I will answer any question you got. Even some real fucking crazy ones, unless it's something I can't divulge. You know what I'm saying? I have to plead the fifth on that. Might have to wait until A, we ain't on camera, and B, gotta check with my lawyers first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just gotta make sure. Also, guys, I'm gonna be bringing somebody else on tonight. As we know, Color's sitting in the back, and then I got Big John Stud coming up in here in a little bit too. Real quick, guys, we'll just touch on news that I know everyone's already talked about. Melvin Ingram the third being brought in. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. If you guys remember when Melvin Ingram was cooking back when he was on the Chargers, that's when he was teeing off. And when Bosa came in there, it seemed like, wow. He is 33 later this month. He does have 55 sacks in the regular season and postseason combined. He is a former first-round pick in 2012. This isn't the first time we've brought Melvin Ingram around. And if memory serves me correct, I think he and Xavier Howard share agents, because I know him and Xavier Howard are buddy. And in the past, when he's been brought around, Xavier Howard was lobbying for him to get the job and trying to get him to sign with the Dolphins, and stuff like that. So I think, listen, I know he's kind of bounced around in the league as of late, but let's be real serious. Buddy is good, and he's very consistent, and it wouldn't be like we're bringing him in here in a role that we would ask him to play 70% of the snaps. He would be in a rotation role, maybe a little bit more than veteran minimum money, and a veteran presence like him, I think, can do wonders for whoever's sharing the field with him at the time. And we need depth in that position. I mean, I love Andrew Van Ginkel and stuff like that, but his play kind of, I think because he put on a little bit of weight and stuff like that, it's kind of slowed Andrew Van Ginkel down. I was saying Larry because I just spotted you, Larry. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, Larry? Fin fan panel. But yeah, I expect to see better out of Andrew Van Ginkel this year, but a guy like Melvin Ingram is always welcome on this football team. Give me pass rushers who know how to get to the quarterback. He was very consistent on pressures on quarterback, even though he was on the Steelers and then went to the Chiefs last year. This is a perfect type of hire, which by all measure, the Dolphins are selling out to win. So we need to bring a cat like that in here. I have a little bit. Here it says, adding Ingram, he's 6'2", 247 pounds, will provide another edge defender that could play defense and outside linebacker for the Dolphins. He can fit in the versatile role edge of Jaelen Phillips, who set the Dolphins rookie sack record with 8.5 last year. Emmanuel Ogbah, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jerome Baker, who, as we know, Jerome kind of roams around there. Which is why I don't like when people dog on Jerome Baker, because the guy is such an important piece of this defense. And bringing in, any depth to help out on this defense, again, I am all about, especially for the money we're talking about. They're not going to give him big time money. He could take the snaps away from, guys like, I mean, like I'm looking at the other dudes on our list right now that he would be potentially taking snaps from, and we're talking Duke Riley, Sam McGuavin, Brendan Scarlett, Calvin Munson. These are guys that when you measure to what Melvin Ingram brings to the table, there's just no comparison. You know what I'm saying? So, especially in pass rushing situations. And this is, again, the more we can do to help this defense for Boyer at this point, because of all the stuff we've done on the offensive side, I think is going to serve even better than most things we could do outside, unless we get a good center in here. Because I want McDaniel to be fully focused on the offense, implementing his plan, his scheme, getting everyone up to speed, getting the communication down, pecking order. I'm sure they're already working on all that stuff, but that's the kind of shit I need to see around this mug. Alrighty. Let me see what I got here. I was gonna start with the Dolphins media day and just watch a little bit of the video and things like that, but I think I'm gonna skip around a little bit, if you guys don't mind. Anthony asks here, Chris, this is the honest question. I'm not sure if you can answer it. True that Ross paid off a former head coach to lose games in the NFL gives us the death penalty by taking away our draft picks the next decade, even though it affects the NFL's bottom line. You want to know something, Anthony? And this was something I was thinking about talking right now with what's going on with the Washington Commanders. That's the best damn thing that could ever happen to the Dolphins, because understand this. And I've been saying this for a while, guys. For all you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know that, yeah, it's fun and games around here. It's a tailgate party. But as far as my perspective on where I come with what I'm trying to predict as far as the future in the NFL for anything, I look at it as business oriented. And I also have a couple of mottos I live by. One of them being that if you're not looking for the angles, you're getting played. So to me, the Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, although he's really, what's happening, Doug? How's it going, my bud? Appreciate it, man. Take it easy, Doug. I'll be looking forward to what you drop next. I know you're getting something good. That's how Doug gets. He's in there cooking in the lab late at night. So yeah, as far as us with the owner amongst the NFL, Ross is liked. He's made this NFL body of owners a lot of money. Bringing Formula One racing, he's kind of insulated himself. And this is just, all right, let me take these off because I'm getting ready to drop off the deep end with my conspiracies. All right, y'all ready? All right, what's going on, King? FM, Vaughn, what's up? All right, I'm going to go off the deep end a little bit with my conspiracies. And I've talked about this a little bit with some of my close guys and things like that. But to me, the almighty dollar is king. And if you want to know where things are going, look to where the money's going. And now that the NFL has that's right, Josh. It's Illuminati time, buddy. That's exactly right, bro. Illuminati time. You right, dude. Ali, you know, I've mentioned this before, and Mike knows what I'm talking about, and I know you've spoken to Mike about it. So to me, guys, it's pretty obvious that the deals have been made. And, you know, first of all, our stadium is Hard Rock Stadium, which Hard Rock Casino. This year, when Brandon the bookie and I were trying to do these little bookie segments early on, when I was trying to make this show, I was really wanting to get that going because the app for Hard Rock betting app was so Oh man, that thing rocked. I'm talking in, out, make a bet like you were at the friggin', like you were at a casino and got it back in your bank account. Easy breezy, parcheesy, Japanesey. And I mean, like, you got your money and it was simple. You paid a VIG and that was the end of it. It was easy as get up. Right now, it's very difficult with all the other ways for anyone who knows about online betting. That site only ran for about 2 or 3 months. So when I see the way online betting is now, it's only done to have obstacles in front of its way because there's red tape. Once the red tape is cut, we're talking free for all. That the deal that NFL signed with the billion, I think, what was it, like $11 billion deal with the TV companies and stuff like that. Is that what it was, guys? I can't remember. Somebody let me know in the comments. But that TV deal ain't shit. Yeah, I am a little out of sync, Green Rat. I am. You're right. I am a little out of sync today. We're just going to have to deal with it. See, look, get out there inside. What? Now what? Freak y'all out and shit. So, yeah, here's the deal. So, as soon as they can get it allowed on a federal nationwide and people can travel, state to state, and it's only pretty much a municipality kind of thing. Once it's only a municipality kind of thing where you'd have to be in a state and say you're not allowed to bet in these county lines, like a dry county. The only way that happens is through some form of federal thing. And to me, where the federal government inserting themselves into the NFL, although it's a bad thing, it's serving the purpose they want. And the purpose being, they want that rubber stamp. The TV money is a drop in the bucket compared to the betting money that they're going to get, especially once it's deemed that it's fair and there's no cheating or lying going on to it. Now, I had no plan to talk about this conspiracy, but essentially the next step in that is international dollar. And they've already been planting the seeds of international dollar for forever. International dollar with betting and teams, TV deals. We going global, baby. You know what I'm saying? But how do they get that? Why would the government come in and, for any reason, they don't owe them any favors, and you're not allowed to really just pay the government to do stuff for you, not in this way, because it's serving them. They need to go state to state to state and try to get it legal. And, some of the states are allowing it. Some of them aren't. There's red tape, even in Florida, where we can bet legally. There is red tape because of all these other things. Well, to cut all that red tape quick, fast, and giddy up, you bring the federal government into the building. And how did they do that? Well, they're going to take a bad thing and they're going to find themselves on the good side of it. And also, this is going to fix a lot of optics right now, too. So although Snyder, the owner of the Commanders, that guy's totally, if you want to see an owner get their team stripped, it's going to be that guy. And if they don't take it from them, then that's going to be crazy. Yeah. I don't have that X-Files theme, but I might load that shit up. That's a good call, FM. I like that. I might have that. I might have that shit loaded up next time I get on a tangent like this. But stay tuned, because getting the federal government's gonna rock the NFL. It's gonna, I don't want to say force change, but to me, it ain't going to look like anything other than an optical illusion. And that means when they're throwing out owners, and even if Stephen Ross has to give this team up, he's insulated himself to run the football team from afar, like the black hand from in the smoky room, where he's just not out in front no more. That's how that shit's done anyhow. You know, not all of them are Stephen Ross or Jerry Jones. They're usually some puppet from some puppet master sitting far away. Just saying, going off the deep end. We'll talk about that on a different time. I didn't want to get all down it. You guys done twisted my arm. In fact, we're going to be coming up on membership for YouTube for people to have members. And these kind of discussions and this kind of narrative and how I want to talk amongst the Patreon program is going to be something we're going to work out in the future, along with early release on videos and edit and you know, you guys partaking in a lot of it, and just next level with the interaction from the Patreon program. Once we get it rolled out, we're still figuring those things out. Now that we're over 1,000, we're going to work on these things, and then you know, do some other fun stuff too. So, but all right, guys, I'm gonna put my headphones back on. I'm gonna get back on track. I'm gonna bring on my special co-host up onto tonight. Yeah, I know. It's L Conspiracy Files. Josh, I love it, dude. L Conspiracy Files. I love it. We'll save that for another time, guys, because really, and as Big John could contest when I bring him up, I've got a whole thing going on, and I've been pretty on the money. So what's going on, my brother?
How you doing, bro?
I'm letting the fans know exactly how I think. You know, I talked to you about it.
They don't know how far it goes.
They don't know how far I go. Tell the brother he wrong, no, huh? Can't.
No.
All right. So, did you watch the media with the players? Were you able to catch it?
No, I haven't. I mean, as you can tell, I'm in a good mood.
I see that. I see.
But we know why. You know, we know why.
Yeah, I could guess why. I guess.
But no, I haven't had time. I've been too busy doing other stuff.
You know what? Perfect, because I have the video loaded with the timestamps to go over a little bit of it. We can get live reaction on it. Sound good?
All right. Bring it.
Let's before we get going though, let's bring in Color to say hey. Say what's up to this fool. Color, what's going on, my guy?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Color, you gonna be ready for tomorrow?
Get your white ass on this camera.
I know.
Yeah, I'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? You can't come on because you didn't cut your hair? Fuck out of here.
I didn't cut my hair either, dude. Look, I'm straggling. Look at this. Look like a guinea. A little bit of guinea in there. So, my grandfather's last name was Kalega.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know who's the only person in the chat who doesn't have to cut their hair?
Who?
Larry, because he's bald like me.
Larry. You know what? And Larry got that tan going on too.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So, Color, you want to have? Go ahead.
The only thing I'm jealous about Larry, bro, is his head is bald and it shines more than mine, dude. Like, I get irritated with that shit. You know? It's frustrating.
Got to get that. You got to get out there and get that tan going like Larry got, and then you know, make sure you're nice and pretty looking and shit when you get on camera. Get a nice light. You be greased up and going and shit too, boy. But yeah, you know, Color, did you see the whatchamacallit, the media day?
No. You mean today or a couple days ago?
No, today with Elandon Roberts and Austin Jackson and Mike Gesicki. Man, you guys are good. You know what, Larry? I gotta figure out a way to hook Larry. I know Larry likes that purple jacket. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get Larry hooked up with a purple jacket. You know, match. I'm gonna see Larry at the game. We're gonna go in there matching. I'm gonna get his face painted up like the Joker. We're scared the shit out of people. We running around. People think they're seeing double and shit. I'm gonna shave my head for Larry. Now you know what? We'll get some wigs to match. We'll just run around, scare the shit out of people. So all right, let's All right, guys. Let's hold on. Let me get these timestamps ready. Elandon Roberts came in guns a-blazing too, which I don't know if you guys remember, but Elandon Roberts is pretty damn funny and pretty damn cool. And Omar Kelly spoke about this. Oh, is it, Larry? Your favorite color is purple? Really? I mean, my favorite color is money, but second maybe purple or blue. Favorite color is money, bro. Wherever that is, I don't give a shit. So yeah, Elandon Roberts, and I remember Omar Kelly talking about this, even though, as we know, Elandon Roberts was a big-time Flores guy. He also is a big-time teacher, and Omar Kelly on several occasions has said Elandon Roberts probably will be a coach one day. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard him say that several times. I don't know if you guys remember. But it's funny because every time I see him talk with his personality, and you see he's very engaged with players. And if you guys remember back at the Tennessee game when Tua was very flustered, Elandon Roberts, and after Flores came over there and, bitching Tua out, it was Elandon Roberts that went over there and talked to him and told him, hey, man, don't fucking worry about it. We got your back pretty much is what Elandon said then. But beyond that point, it was funny because every time I see him after hearing Omar Kelly say that about him potentially being a head coach or a coach one day, every time I saw him, I thought to myself, you know what? I could see how he could be a coach because he could be real serious. He could kind of mad dog you a little bit, but he's got that humor to break the ice. And he said in the interview today, he talked about coaching and that he wants, being a high school coach. And this is something that, he wants. Like it's pretty cool, man. And I'll be watching Elandon Roberts a little bit closer even after football to see, because it's guys with this kind of personality that especially ex-players too, that if he gets it going. What's up, Carlos? Fat boy up in his It's good. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button on the way in. Help the algorithm out. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit. I'll pull it up for you, my guys. Boom. Boom.
Faces now and everything. Feel like
This is what we look like.
yeah, feel like
There's always turnover in the offseason.
Omar, why you got the mask on? Well, you ain't gonna have it this week. You gonna be good. Hey, that's one thing. You gonna be good, man. Like that. Hey, that's dope that you on that podcast. I like what y'all doing. So.
He wasn't worried about us, but he didn't have it on.
Yeah, if he ain't got it on fire. He be fresh too. So what you think?
He did the Omar Kelly smiling shit too. Look at him. Hold on. I'll go back to a little bit. You can tell he been watching Omar Kelly on I Am Athlete, how he did it. Look.
He wasn't worried about us, but he didn't have it on.
Yeah, if he ain't got it on fire. He be fresh too. So what you think? I was like, look, Omar.
And it's been a pretty hectic offseason, to put it mildly. A lot of changes on offense, but on defense, you guys are running it back. How surprised were you to see that, and what's your thoughts about that?
To what?
Everybody on defense got running it back.
Oh man, it was a great thing, because I know all them guys. You got that team camaraderie, with your defense, and I'm glad we got all the guys back, and it's gonna be fun. Cause I know somebody's gonna have this question, but like the NFL changes every year, so to not have your defensive unit change that much, is a good thing.
I mean, obviously, Flo is no longer here, but
so, I mean, right out the gates, probably the perfect question to ask Elandon Robert about keeping everyone back from the defense, because I think Dolphins fans unanimously didn't have him on this football team. Am I right? Like, Color, did you think he was going to be around?
No, not at all.
No, right?
I mean, I don't know. Early on, he said he wanted to be, but everybody
yeah, but not
says
that he wanted to, but like it just because of the connection to Flores and
Mhm.
things like that, we could see him just not being on the team. And he's got injury history and limited snap. It's not like somebody you could count on. Then again, he didn't cost millions of dollars. It's not like over his budget. But I think most of us just said, yeah, no, Roberts probably won't be on this team. It'll be somebody else. What about you, John?
I thought he would be back.
You thought he would?
Yeah.
Really?
I'll tell you why.
Even with the I would love to hear why.
I think he changed a lot of the narrative, even the way I thought about him when he came out and you caught him on national television telling Tua, hey, it's not you, it's coach. And when he basically came out defending Tua, you know what I'm saying, and having his back, I think a lot of people changed their narrative on him because everybody thought he was just everybody thought he was a Flores yes boy. And he even went at Omar Kelly.
Like he was the enforcer in the locker room.
He even went at Omar Kelly for saying something like that.
Remember?
And he's like, I don't know who the hell told this guy that, I don't do everything Flores wants me to do, and I'm not Flores' yes boy. And
yeah,
I think that won him over with a lot of people, and I think that's one of the reasons why I figured he'd be back.
Yeah, I think it won him over with the fans, but even back when we all thought that way, right? That you could see the players loved him, even offensive players. They were always chatting up with the guy. Moss Sports Talks asks, do you guys think Jaelen Phillips takes a big step or not? For me, I don't see how. Where I think his drop-off came, well, first of all, early on, it was a learning curve. Then he kind of hit his stride, and I think he kind of hit his rookie wall. To me, he just hit that rookie wall, and plus, it's a rookie year. There's just no way. I don't see any scenario outside of him getting injured where he doesn't take a leap forward.
I expect him to take a completely forward, but I don't think the reasons you gave were the reasons why we didn't see Jaelen Phillips the way we like to see Jaelen Phillips. I don't think it had anything to do with the rookie wall. I just think that at the beginning of the year, instead of having this man rush the passer, for whatever fucking reason, they had this man dropping in coverage. Which
I know why.
But no, I get it. But what I'm saying is, take the guy. What did he do good in college? He rushed the passer. Listen, you're a rookie. We're going to bring you along slowly. Here's what you're going to do. You see quarterback? Kill quarterback.
So, to me, also, I don't mean to cut you off, John. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I know you hate that shit. But I kind of like what they did with him when he, early on, those snaps, which you got to remember it was against Josh Allen, and him dropping back like that is like an outside edge spy for a Josh Allen. And I think because of the early snaps of them doing it, that's why he'd become more effective in that role, running down guys like Lamar Jackson. When you have a guy his size and speed, you really got to utilize him when you have deficiencies. And after some movement on the defense, I think his role was extremely broad for a young guy, which in year two, limiting his role, like you're saying, or letting him pin his ears back and go and get the quarterback. I think he's going to excel in that no matter what. But the growth he showed last year and an overall edge outside linebacker, I think he impressed me with what they asked him to do and his zone duties that he did. He was a lot smarter than I thought as far as his outside linebacker skills.
I understand that as far as Josh Allen goes, right? But you're going after Mac Jones. Just go get him. Just touch you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going after Carson Wentz. You're going after Carson Wentz with 2 sprained ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Go get him.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand with Josh Allen. certain quarterbacks. Like that with Jackson. They weren't all against Josh. They had to make job in their coverage. Go get him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I guess I'm just looking on the bright side of it.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's the reason why his numbers don't look as good as they should have looked.
All right, let's get back to the video, guys.
With the team, but Josh Boyer stays the defensive coordinator. I mean, how much? What do you expect to change in that aspect with him kind of really taking the reins with the defense?
I think Josh gonna do a great job. Do what he's been doing since he took over. The last 2 years, and that's it.
How does that continuity help you as a communicator and just kind of getting the defense to the rest of the guys? Like, there's no real going back to step one. You're already at step 4 or 5, whatever. How does it help you as a communicator?
It's good because now you can build on it. You can start like putting yourself and your defense in situations that you might have couldn't put in last year OTA. You had to start from the foundation, which every year you still have to start with your foundation because guys been off, so you just gotta revamp things. But it's a quicker process and stuff like that. And as a communicator, as a guy that guys know on the team, and I know them and know the best situation to put each other in, it'll really complement us in the long run that we was able to stay together.
So, and I touched on this a little earlier when we were discussing about Melvin Ingram. Boyer having the easiest time he can, and McDaniels having the least to worry about on defense as he can is what I want. I want McDaniels to be full in on offense and Boyer be able to have veterans, and this continuity is going to really help in the long run to, just like Travis Wingfield said, instead of starting, you're kind of just continuing and building. And then Elandon agreed in saying it's about building on this point. If a guy or a young guy comes in, you could slow roll them through the league. You don't see that guy. Say we draft in the 3rd round a linebacker. We don't have to see him because we'll be fine. And by the time he comes in, he's not taking significant snaps, learning on the field. I mean, he's going to have to anyhow. But I'm just saying, as far as expectations on this team, it's got to go fully in. Boyer can't see this defense can't take a step back. Boyer will lose his job. There's no excuse for nobody at all this year. And I don't think they're going to be very forgiving. And it's kind of something we were talking about a little earlier about who knows where Ross is going to be, whether he'll even be around next year. So, or the following year. You know what I'm saying? This legal stuff is going to start spiraling, especially, again, I just said it, the Commanders being in trouble with what they got going on kind of helps us out, but don't think they forgot, They ain't forgot. So,
I mean, think of it this way before you play the rest of the video. Normally, defenses are ahead of the offense. I think that the Dolphin offense and the defense are going to be ahead of whoever they play the first 4 or 5 weeks, because people don't think about this, but McDaniel literally has OCD, but he has OCD to the point when it comes to football that the Dolphin offense is not really going to have to learn what they're going to do. He's going to drill it into you to the point where you're just going to do it. Like, it's going to come as, second nature. But the Dolphin defense is going to be doing things that you expect in week 7, in week 8, in week 1.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
But what I'm saying is, forget about having to. They're bringing back everybody. There's nothing to learn.
Well, at least on the defensive side, as far as the offense goes, I think that will all predicate on the offensive line and the run game. If the offensive line gets consistency and the communication and everyone finds where they're going to be, and then they start they start, running the ball the way that this scheme needs, then yeah, if they can figure that out by week 1, we should be firing pretty fucking good by then. So let's go ahead and play this video.
So I'm sure you had some options. Why did you decide you wanted to come back?
To be fully transparent, I just felt like, this is my defense. Lead on a team and a lead on a defense. And it was kind of no-brainer for me, to be honest with you, and stuff like that. I love being in Miami. My family love it out here. I have a good relationship with everyone in the building. So it was kind of like, it was a no-brainer. So, yeah. For me, this might sound funny, but I tell everyone around the building, because I'm successful off the field and what I'm doing. I'm doing my own thing, off the field and stuff. I'm going into year 7, and I tell them all the time, man, I look to just be a high school head football coach. That's it.
So they were asking him about, what he would go, after football or outside of football. And again, I touched on it a little bit earlier. Omar Kelly was always talking about how he could see him as a coach. Here he is talking about being a high school head coach.
Yeah. Because I feel like the foundation from kids start then. You got a lot of kids that going to college and coming in NFL and really still don't know, or really still don't know who they are. Even as a football player, you can be this great athlete and not know, great football player, and still not know who you are until you get to the NFL. And I feel like me, being a guy, that's financially stable and stuff like that, and whatnot, maybe down the road, I'll be like, I want to coach in NFL, or, I might wake up next year and be like, I want to coach in NFL. But right now, I just want to mentor kids and give them the right opportunity to be prepared for certain situations, because, when you're in college, man, you got competition coming every year. So you got to approach that a certain way. But if you don't build that foundation as when them kids in high school and start them off in that path, and not, it's a time and a place to pat them on the butt and say it's going to be okay. But when you thrown in them fire and you got them wolves coming every year, and the strongest survive and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, just like my situation.
I mean, he ain't coached a freaking thing on there. It's Elandon, Most. He ain't coached a single kid yet, but I'll be interested to see those kids. They're gonna rip heads off with that kind of attitude, because he's right. They're young, but the sooner you can let a young person know the easiest way you can, that you gotta take care of number one. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that no one's gonna help you at certain times. You gotta help yourself. And giving back to young kids, helping them with their goals of becoming athletes and giving back in that way. And you heard him. It's not about money, obviously. He's talking about, for him, I mean, I'm sure he's not got millions and millions, but he got enough damn money, and it's a very good thing for him and for wherever he'll be when that happens.
Every year, they try to push me out. I'm still in here looking at you guys.
You find yourself kind of serving as a mentor to some of the younger guys with the new coaching staff and just kind of get things set in place. I know X talked about that last week, saying he's just trying to lead guys with a new coaching staff and get them to kind of buy in. Do you think you're doing the same?
Yeah, I think that's the energy around the whole building. Just guys. And this time, it's a different year than the past 2 years when you haven't been able to come in for OTAs, mini camp, and all that. A lot of guys, none of us was really in the building. So now that everybody in the building, you're able to really, really build, with your teammates and stuff like that. So, I just like that we got some normalcy going around, the NFL. These last 2 years been kind of weird. I kind of forgot how off-season program can go. Kind of was doing my own thing. So, yeah, it's cool, man.
So we're all kind of getting to know.
No, I think we all kind of forget about that too. They didn't have a lot of this shit where even the freedom and, you know what I'm saying?
Fired at Brian Flores.
Nah, I don't think that's what he meant. I mean, I guess kind of in some ways, but also just all the fucking stupid COVID protocols they had to do.
Yeah, but
You remember?
forget the COVID. They didn't want to come to work. He just said everybody's in the building.
Well, everyone was in the building last year too.
No, they weren't. He just said it.
Yes,
Bro.
Everybody's always in the building. They should call it mandatory.
No, Coach Mike McDaniel. What do you think? How would you describe his personality?
I mean that and having all we can really do is
all right. I'm gonna move on to Austin Jackson now. He had some good comments about where he sees himself. He did mention that he sees himself as a tackle, and that's his best position, which he also mentioned the scheme and talked about how he feels it's a better fit. And he sounds, honestly, I don't want to say he's taking shots at Flores, but he sounds like he's very excited and happy about all the new scheme fit and just he sounds like somebody ready to work. Just wait till you hear him. He sounds a hell of a lot happier. What's up, Jay, John, Carlos?
Happening with the team and with your units.
Right. It's been great so far. In terms of myself, just getting a great routine, being very structured and taking a pretty great approach to just my training. As far as the team with the new coaching staff, I've talked to Mike and Frank a bunch, and, I'm really excited for, what we have in place. Even more excited for the work we're about to do to even start. Because first things first, it starts now. That's why we're meeting and, training together, getting all that, getting the details down really of, our concepts that we're going to do.
How different is this scheme compared to anything you've run maybe in college and in your first few years here?
What I like about this scheme is it's very detailed. It's very detailed. We have a very detailed emphasis. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to rely on the concepts that we know and study and train for, which is fun. It's actually a lot of fun to do that because once you get in an actual game, there's a lot of different situations to be ready for. So I think we'll definitely have our, our great playbook and just concepts that we're installing right now to fall back on.
So, yeah, and this is something I've talked about plenty. A lot of the roles that in some ways are put on a few players, it's going to be spread out a lot. And through the zone scheme and concept, like he's talking about, you're going to need to know that, hey, it's going to look just like the last play, but you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? The play's actually going this way. There's a lot of I don't want to say miscommunication, but there's a lot of potential for error. A lot of misdirection. No, not misdirection. Say it's from the offensive line people. They've got their plate is extra full with the duties they got to understand to know, even at that quick check as well. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard, but if they can get it and get it right, because his concept duty, if he's playing guard, he might have to be from where the ball's going to be running, how it's schemed. He'll be the lead blocker up, out, downfield, where it might be the role of the tackle usually, but not on this play because of how they're running it. So it's going to be difficult, but when the communication and the understanding is there, like anything, dude, it's like a fucking, dance group all in synchronicity. You need it working with communication. Let's get this back up. What's up, Crypto? Bill up in this mug. What's going on, my guy? Jamie, of course it sounds better. Offensive linemen are trained to protect their QB number one. And I hear you, my dog. Oh, John, as far as the next big move, I mean, a lot of people are telling me a lot of things, but every time I turn around, everyone's like, "Oh, today," and I'm like, "No, I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear from a couple different things, but I'll let you know when I think it's really coming. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know. But don't be surprised when we get into draft week. There's going to be some moves made because people are going to need to know where they need to stand come draft time. And I think those quarterbacks are going to go a lot higher than people think. They always do. And I think a lot of people are starting to figure that out. And teams are wondering to themselves who they can get because there's a lot of good playmakers, pass rushers, some really good pass rushers, some really good wide receivers, some good talent. So a lot of these teams might be looking to get in on that. All right, let's get this screen back up. All right, here we go.
Haven't even had a practice yet, but the zone rushing philosophy seems to align with many of your strengths. How do you think it aligns with your strengths?
Personally, it aligns with a lot of my strengths, one of them being my athletic ability, of course. Personally, I feel like I can play in any system, but it definitely aligns to the strength of overall as a team. And most definitely just, I don't know, I'm really excited. I don't know how to fully explain my excitement, but just know we definitely will be utilizing speed all around. We have a team full of people that are fast, skill-wise and offensive line-wise, very competitive and very aggressive. And those are three pretty much fundamentals as players that, we pretty much operate on.
Austin, what's Teron bringing to this offensive line, not just from a play standpoint, but from a mentality standpoint?
Oh, yeah, he's, definitely he's a 10-year guy coming in for all-pro experience and all that stuff. If we're being quite frankly, that's somewhere every offensive lineman in the NFL wants to be. So he's definitely, coming with the work ethic and his experience. And, we all look up to that stuff. We all want to be there. So you got to, tip your hat to the OGs and, do your job at the end of the day.
I think we heard Emmanuel the other day say he kind of brings that dog mindset to the line. You feel like, have you felt that so far, or you got to wait till you put the pads on in order for that to really resonate? He's a dog to the dogs, definitely for sure. He's definitely a dog. He's helped,
Teron does seem like just an OG. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he's got that leader swagger. He kind of strolls in there. Ain't got to get too much one way or the other. When he talks, he knows you're listening. You know what I'm saying?
You know who he reminds me of?
Who he reminds me of?
He reminds me of Udonis Haslam from the Miami Heat.
Yeah, he does have a little bit of that demeanor, doesn't he? He does, doesn't he?
He's
the
OG of the Dolphins.
Yeah, just soft. But walks in here as OG though. That's the thing. All right, let's get back at it.
There's little things in my training that I've taken a different mindset too. But like we said earlier, it's a room full of dogs already. So now we got more bite.
Did you have any prior just knowledge or relationship with your offensive line coach Matt Applebaum, and just what are your impressions of him as a teacher?
Prior impressions, I've actually watched quite a lot of college tape. I watched a lot of tape. I actually love playing offensive line. It's more of an art form. It's an art form to me, so I love to study it. And I've definitely seen what, Boston college linemen have been doing in the past couple of years. So, they've been super fundamentally sound, technique-wise and all that. So been late these last couple of weeks. We've been working together. It's been great. Looking forward to more in the future for sure.
I love to hear that he's such a student of the game, that he's watching college tape of other teams, observing systems. I assume he's watching Boston College, but that's not what he said. He said he watches all of them, and that he's a student of the game and learning and watching. And that's good. That's good to know.
What do you view as your ideal position with this group on the line and ultimately going forward in your career? And are those two?
Ooh, what do you think he's gonna say?
Better say tackle.
He did say tackle. Yeah.
Things the same or different?
Right. Well, as you know, I played guard last year, as well as tackle. So, personally, I'm a tackle. I feel like I'm a tackle. Comfortable there. Also very comfortable playing guard. Really just want to be in whatever position I can be in to help my team at the end of the day.
So Mike McDaniel did say that obviously Teron will be the left tackle. They signed Connor Williams, who projects to be left guard, but that's still up in the air. Kind of outside thought is that you'll probably be competing for a spot at right tackle with Gesicki on. What do you think about that? And, what changes do you think you would have to make from moving to the left side to potentially the right side at tackle?
Right tackle.
I actually played right tackle.
High school.
This isn't a first time, playing a new role for me. Played it in high school, played it in college. Actually collegiately, like starting at it. So it's not completely new for me.
Last year when we were shuffling poor Eichenberg all over the damn place and that whole mess, I thought to myself, why haven't they just put Jackson in at right and just tried it out at least once? You know what I'm saying? Next to Hunt. Why didn't they just try it one time? Why didn't they just let him do a whole game and see what could happen? Because remember, the right tackle doesn't go against the elite pass rushers. Not that he doesn't, but typically it's coming from the other side. It's going to be one hell of a camp battle, dude. I can't wait to watch how this shakes out. For the first time ever, we're looking at a lot of offensive linemen on this team. You know what I'm saying? And like it's a depth filled room with where it's not proven there's nothing but upside because they're all young. Every single one of these guys can get better. The book is not written on any guy in our room other than Armstead in a good way, and everyone else has the potential to get better. And with Robert Jones too, don't count this man out. He's a big guy. You're going to see a battle for these positions. I wonder if Solomon Kinley's been smart and been practicing snapping the football. Ooh. That would be smart by him.
All I know is he lost a ton of weight.
I know. Did you see how slim he's looking? He looked good. I think he was like at 2. I think he lost like 20 or 18 or 20 pounds or something like that. He looked slim. All right, let's
Well, either you get slim and get fast, or you get going.
Well, you can remember his rookie year. I thought he did all right in the run game. It was that pass blocking he didn't do good in.
But at the end of the day, I have to make sure I'm 100% right in my techniques and fundamentals, because what our offense does is if you get the technique down and use that same technique, it's supposed to be the same at every position. So really, it's allowing for, people to be interchangeable. So that's first things first. That's what, we're locking in on in April.
When it comes to your weight that you want to be at and your specific preseason training, spring and summer, is it helpful to go in with the sort of heads up that they're going to try out at tackle first? Is there a difference in weight and training for tackle versus guard?
Oh, well, not for me, because like you see, like last year, I was at my tackle weight, I guess you would say, and I ended up getting moved to guard. So it depends on the player. It's like some players are heavier at guard, some players are lighter and smaller at guard. It really, depends on the feet at the end of the day.
That was a dumb question, really.
I will say that one thing that, we've put an emphasis on in this new offense is elite stamina. You definitely want to be at the tip top of your game.
And remember, John, I think you were on with me when I was talking about it, that they might try to figure out offensive line by committee, because these guys are going to run more than anyone on the field. They're going to have to run a ton in this blocking scheme. They're going to be taken off to the right or taken off to the left. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to look like they're opening up holes for the run game, but really Tua's rolling out the backside or the ball's already been given to somebody else and they're going the other direction. But the sell is the zone block out into a direction, and it just creates problems because the problem is that you get kind of snowblind from a defensive back standpoint. It's linebackers and DBs and stuff like that. You get tired of 300-pound guys.
Yeah, you end up not knowing where the block. You don't know where the block's coming from.
Well, it's not just that. You get tired of having to fight these guys. You're not on mute. No, I thought you were. You were just a little bit, whatever. You get tired of having to freaking, shed blocks on these guys and hand fighting them in there. You get kind of lazy on your feet, letting the play come to you because you're tired of locking up with 300-pound guys every time you turn around. So, and it's always looking like a run. And you get, you forget, you essentially catch them sleeping. That's what you do. You catch them sleeping. And that's when you're going to turn around and you're going to be like, shit, you're looking this way, not even knowing because how everyone's moving and everything's happening. I'm thinking that from a linebacker standpoint right now. You're going to look at it this way.
You don't know where the block's coming from. You're not sure
you're seeing all this line and running back coming and you're looking that way trying to find what's going on. Meanwhile, the ball's already on the other side of the field going the other direction. And you and everyone around you is acting as such. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you look back and they're just taking off. You're like, son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And you're twisting your hips and going upfield. So if it done right, you could demoralize a team.
In terms of how hard you can push yourself, especially when you're training. Being in South Florida, playing against all these other teams, that's another huge advantage. Definitely want to take advantage of. So to answer your question, I would say it helps out all around to be in great shape, just overall.
And that's what that was the point, is that these guys, everybody gonna play on the offensive line because they're gonna want to stay fresh, and we might even see some kind of packages coming in there. You know what I'm saying? And there might be 6 offensive linemen on the field. They play a lot of 2 tight end set, but why not put Austin Jackson in there as the 6th offensive lineman with the tight end out there and just run it down their fucking throat? You just overpower them with size and have enough speed. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if he's lined up wide as in the tight end position as the extra blocker, the 6th blocker? They could do that, and they've done it. You can see where they run 2 tight end sets out of San Francisco all the time.
You're playing both guard and tackle, and you're obviously a very studious player. I'm just curious if having that different lens, different perspective kind of changed the way you view offensive line play going from tackle to guard.
Yeah, definitely enhanced. I definitely would have said enhanced me as a player, 100%. It's easy to be at one position and kind of just not fully take in what's done at other positions. Why would a quarterback have to think about, everything a slot receiver needs to do technique-wise, I never played quarterback. I don't even know if that's valid or not. So, but you get the point, though. It's just, I think it allowed me to get a deeper appreciation of, what core techniques and fundamentals allow you to be consistent and dominant.
Last week, the reoccurring theme was that there was a good energy in this building, whether it was from McDaniel or just from the guys coming back. Can you echo those sentiments, I guess?
Definitely. This is a great feeling in the building. At the end of the day, the office or, whoever brought us all in together, they did a great job of bringing in a bunch of like-minded guys who are willing to work hard, want to work hard, and are willing to, hopefully, God willing, reap the benefits of that, and we do it with a smile on our face. It's not easy to do every single day and still be happy about it. I think when you have turmoil, that brings in a lot of other stuff, but we're just taking it on to smile and enjoying it.
We're all just getting to know Mike McDaniel. We're kind of happy he's here. It seems like he's good to deal with, and we appreciate that. What's your impression of his personality and his approach?
I really like his personality and his approach. He's got he's confident in what he's doing. That confidence just kind of reeks out of him. It's pretty gross. It's like it's a lot of confidence. And it's just kind of pours into, you know, how we as players, you know, operate, you know.
What a colorful way to say it. The confidence reeks out of him. It's kind of gross. what a picture Austin Jackson painted. Pretty crafty, I must say.
He's got a great plan. I think he's doing a great job of getting everybody to buy in. And, you know, right now we're being deliberate in our approach and how we train. He's emphasized that. We need to be deliberate and present. And, you know, what we do every day. And that starts in April. It starts today. It started actually a couple weeks ago, but I'm talking about it today. So,
you know.
Well, actually, it started back in 2020, but
that's not. Don't rain on his parade. Everybody's kind of digging him right now. Before we were all talking about throwing this man off a cliff with Jesse Davis. So this is still a young kid. Let's try to get this guy, you know, reeking. Let's get him to reek next. You know, he tapped on something that I've said. It seems like a lot of these guys are temperamented the same. You know, the defensive guys obviously are always a little bit squirrelier, but the offensive guys, they all. I know Austin Jackson has this kind of, I don't know, quiet demeanor, business, but seems like he's, you know, able to laugh. Just a middling road kind of guy, and a lot of these offensive guys seem to emulate that same kind of temperament, and they're all young, so I'm sure they're all into the same things. And with Mike McDaniel coming in here, ball of energy style, as he just said, trying to build these guys up, making them feel good about what they're contributing to this team. That's good. It's good to see that there's going to be some growth there. So we'll move on to the last cat, Mike Gesicki. But before we do, and I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, it's Chase Edmonds' birthday. So happy birthday, Chase Edmonds. Hopefully he'll be a Dolphin for us to say happy birthday next year and, you know, talk about how he did really great in the playoffs for us and how it was such a great signing. But right now, guys, I just want to run down. We've hit the hour mark. Want to run down the shows, but make sure everyone's hitting the like button. Please help El Capitan out. And make sure you guys are catching all the great content on the network. Tonk 7 TMI Tuesdays, live at 9 with color commentary on there. Right after that, you got Open Mic with Mike on the Mic. Then you can catch them again on Saturdays with Drop the Mic, 10. Thursday night is late night color commentary. We'll be seeing that tomorrow, color. You guys can always catch El Capitan on every other night of the week, TFTG style. Cash App, Venmo, the Fens Tailgate, support the channel. Super Chats live, and you can also support through Fanatics. Link is in the description, and there's some of our gear too. And so hit the like button, everybody, please. Let's get to this. Now, freaking Mike Gesicki, knock out of the park interview guy. Go ahead, brother.
Did Mike Gesicki play with his hair during the interview, bro?
What's that?
Did Mike Gesicki play with his hair during the interview?
No, but you know what? He looked shaved, and he looks, honestly, Mike Gesicki looks like he beefed up a little bit, man. He looks a little bit beefier, and his face, I don't know, he just kind of looks a little different. He's a married man now, and shout out to Josh dropping the super chat in here, getting it live. Finally got paid, Chris, as I promised. Super chat. Keep rocking it. Love the show. Thanks, Josh. I know you day one like the rest of most of the cats in here right now. I appreciate it. All donations are much obliged. You know what? He kind of looked a little bit like Tannehill a little bit. I don't know. I didn't want to say that, but I do love how candid he is on when he's got the camera in front of him. And if this team got more media and was a little bit more, you know, covered in a big way, the media would. I know, you're right.
Mike McDaniel's gonna get all this.
I think
So he
we'll
looks
see
like
some-
Tannehill. Does that mean he's going to be home for the holidays every year?
Dude, killing us, Color.
Color's always
So-
gonna be the negative asshole in the room. I love the Color. God damn it.
Yeah. All right, let's see this Tannehill 2.0. I'm just buzzing. It's just-
Fuck.
On?
Tell me you don't look like Tannehill a little bit.
Oh, marriage. Nice.
Hey, it's,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fuck, tell me that don't look like. But bro, look how big he's looking.
Look at my biceps.
He's looking large and in charge. He's looking
Crazy.
like it's an
boy.
extension year and not a contract extension year. You feel me?
It's like Durham's good boy from home. His friend. He's like in-laws with him. So Durham claims that he's in his circle. He's not. Scotty has no idea who Durham is, but Durham indirectly has connections. So. Well, no, Durham's not in-laws. So it's Durham's friend from home is in-laws with Scotty, and now I'm calling him, first name basis as well. Sorry, Scotty. So, yeah, exactly.
So how do you feel about receiving the franchise tag?
Dude, I don't give a shit. He is a hell of a lot bigger than he was last year. I know it's on a smaller screen and shit, but I'm telling you, go back and watch this another time. Buddy has married life has put a few extra muscles on homeboy.
I mean, I don't think anybody like across the league would be, mad about a situation that, you get to, come back. You're obviously getting an increase in, financial purposes and all that kind of stuff. It's obviously not the goal, the end all be all goal. It's definitely more team friendly than it is player friendly. But just gives me more reason to continue to come back here, work hard, and continue to be motivated and get back to work. And
God,
help
he's
get
such a
football
dick,
games
man.
and, hopefully eventually.
Why is he a dick?
He's definitely a little more team friendly than player friendly, but none of that matters anyway. That's not really the goal. Yes, it is.
What are you talking about, bro? He's first of all, Color.
He's tooting his own horn. It's a little more
Fucking right, dude.
team-friendly
You
than
gotta sell
player-friendly,
yourself, bro. You gotta sell yourself. You know what I'm saying? Why would he? I'd be like, yeah, I did these assholes a little bit of a solid, but
They should have paid me like a wide receiver.
guess what? He fucking comes out cranking it like I think he will. I don't think he'll be on this team next year. He's gonna price his ass right out of here because number one, he's the guy that's probably going to be able to eat across the middle before anybody. Just being a bigger target, and Tua and him has had already a little bit of rapport. They're going to be double teaming these speedsters on the outside. He's going to be able to fucking eat all day, and he's going to be. Fuck, dude, look at him. He looks bigger. He's going to get. But why? Number two, why would he do us any favors come contract next year? I wouldn't. I'd be like, well, let's see what everybody else going to give me, because somebody would probably pay his ass big money. If he plays all year and just stays, kind of where he's at, and then takes a little bit of a step forward, he'll get.
Maybe he got bigger so he can actually block.
I just want to. I don't listen. Block. I don't really even care so much about the blocking. You want to know what I want to see most importantly from him is breaking tackles. It seems like when these smaller DBs downfield, he's not fast enough to run away from them. You know what I'm saying? It's just impossible. So when a DB is so much smaller than you,
Run over his ass.
just fucking mash his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these other guys do. Just do something. Don't get like in, just brought down. Fucking blast him. Punish him.
He does have a
Punish
little
the-
issue of letting the people around him affect him, whether he catches the ball or not.
Yeah,
which
he
is
kinda
probably not.
goes
It's not a
down.
fair criticism because I'm talking about like when he's in double and triple coverage and the ball is
So-
like right on his hands. He seems to get a little flustered and drop those when it's like, yeah, you were triple covered, but the ball was put right on your hands. You had it in, and you still, couldn't
Yeah.
jump down with it. It's like, come on, man.
But real
Yeah.
quick, Color, I think he's stayed lighter to stay faster, to
Mhm.
act more like a wide receiver and pick up those numbers.
Yeah, I don't see
Now-
those. I don't see a DB swimming those biceps, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Now, out of this system, he's gonna put on a little bit more weight. As Bill says, the muscles, Bill, bodybuilder Bill Muscle Man says on this one about muscle Mike Gesicki is just get that. I don't need him running. You ain't running away from any of these safeties and DBs. Just punish those motherfuckers, when you can, and break a tackle. Because sometimes you're gonna find yourself wide open with one safety to beat that's got you dead to rights. Just stop letting these guys take you to the ground when it's a corner, it's a fucking nickel corner takes him to the ground. It's like, bro, you're so much bigger and stronger than he is. How are you not just sticking your big ass arm and pushing him into the ground?
Yeah, stiff arm that man, bro.
Stiff arm that fucking dude and drill his head into the ground. You know what I'm saying? He starts doing.
Yeah, he does seem to play. He plays a little too nice and then gets upset when.
And we know he's a competitor. We know he is. You see how jacked up he gets. If he starts fucking manhandling fools, man, we might extend him in the year. He starts acting like that. And he talks about one of the most important things, again, long before all the signings. It was the coaches and the scheme and doing all the research of the coaches, which is something that I want to start doing once we get the Patreon and memberships and stuff. These are kind of things I want to break down with people together. The coaching staff with Embry and Smith and what I know and see, just visualizing what they're trying to get. I want that. I want that kind of football, a physical, in your face, dog you football with now sprinkled in elite speed that's going to make you have to chase. And not only am I punching you in the face with everybody I got on the line and my tight ends and my fullback, but now you're going to have to catch Mozart, Waddle, Edmonds. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit, as far as everything, there ain't no excuses. And to me, if we don't make the playoffs, your heads are going to fucking roll. The guillotine's coming out, and it's going to be a big one.
Get what I deserve moving forward.
Pretty eventful offseason for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations again. Was there any were you able to kind of compartmentalize? Obviously, you have the wedding, you have the honeymoon, and then you're kind of talking with your agent. Were you able to compartmentalize?
It was crazy. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun this offseason. A lot of the focus was, not football related. A lot of the focus was, on the wedding and, the honeymoon and all that kind of stuff. And I made sure that Hallie knew that it was all, focused on the wedding and the honeymoon. I wasn't even worried about a contract. So, it was awesome. It was great. It was everything that I could have imagined. And then, I was in Bora Bora on my honeymoon, and yeah, exactly. And it was like a 6-hour difference in time. So it was 3 a.m. My agent texted me. He's like, hey, they're tagging you. And I was like, oh. I rolled over in the middle of the night, checked my phone. I got a text from my agent, and I was like, okay. And then I also had 100 other texts as I slept through it. It was like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Bora Bora time, and rolled over, checked my phone, and knew what happened. Woke up Hallie. She was all excited, and then went back to sleep. So
are you planning? Are you in the?
I mean, look, and he's kind of clear about that. $11 million to stay where you are, on the team you are, in the life you got. Give you 1 year to figure out either working it out with the team here or taking probably the biggest payday of your entire life. You know what I'm saying? After being young and just getting married, pushing this off for a year with $11 million to figure it out is probably the biggest blessing outside of them giving him a mega deal, which we all knew it wasn't going to happen. You're going to see again, man. I think from Tua, from everybody, Gesicki, a lot of people have a lot of pressure to perform, and the expectation is very high amongst fan base, ownership, most importantly, and Dolphins brass alike, that the plan is in place, and this third year is what it is. What's up, Carroll City, my guy? Hey, I'm having those hats sent out tomorrow or the next day, man. I've been backed up with family stuff, brother. I'm trying to get it sent out ASAP. You too, King, and man of the future, Andres. I got to get these hats sent out. I'm sorry, boys. I just been overwhelmed with shit, but I got them, and I'll send them. Back to the video.
Organization sort of like, hey, let's have a 1 year look-see, or are you still open to the possibility of a long term?
I am absolutely open to negotiation, but not really up to me, as a lot of this is not. So I just kind of go with the flow, and if they reach out, then my agent will be listening. So,
does it bother you that they didn't feel necessary to get a multi-year deal done?
I mean, that's up to them, honestly. I have a good relationship with Chris and Brandon.
Totally put him on the spot, but again, this guy, he's so good at, he's just blatantly honest, you know what I'm saying, but not disrespectful.
And this new coaching staff, obviously maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure. I don't really have all the answers, but I do know the kind of person that I am, and the worker that I am, and the player that I am. I'm just going to go back out there and continue to do what I do, continue to improve, and make plays and help this team win football games, and eventually get compensated for it.
Mike, are you planning on playing on the tag as a tight end, or you thinking about seeing what you can find as a wide receiver?
Well, I'm definitely playing. I'm here in OTAs, so this is obviously optional. So here I am. I want to do whatever I can to help this team win football games. I think, I've been here for 4 years now. The last 2 years we've been the odd team out, the last team out at the end of the end of the regular season in terms of playoffs. So, whatever it takes to go out there, win some games, win a playoff game, and get back out there and kind of get this city going in the right direction. It's been a long time, so but obviously it's a long process, and a lot of work goes into it, and we're far away from that right now, but there's obviously the excitement, but all 32 teams are excited. It's April, so
Buddy's a fucking pro, am I right? Is he just a pro or what? He got his point across. The media's got to love him. He expressed that he's displeased. He definitely wants a deal done with the team, but he's also making it very clear, I'm a professional and I'm a soldier and I am here for my team. And so this is optional, and I'm here, and I'm going to do my job and prove that I'm worth the money I want, or whatever, or how it is. Yeah, Jimmy, he sounds like a team player. That's right. He sounds like a fucking team player. It's going to be, again, and I don't think any of us have that against Mike Gesicki. You know what I'm saying? I think as far as character goes, he's A+. I think we worry about what he's going to command in money and whether he's worth it to us, scheme, and the rest. But remember how vital Kittle is in this scheme. But we know that that's out of blocking, and we know Mike Gesicki can't block like that. So I don't know. It's a weird position, with all of this. I wonder if good competition in the room. Am I right?
That's my question.
We got the young kid from Boston College in there, Durham Smythe.
Do you think that they can teach this man to block?
Blocking has no. First of all, and I'm gonna say it very clear, and not that you don't know this, but to everybody that's watching, blocking it's desire, brother. It's not about teaching. It's about wanting to block. You know what I'm saying? Your assignment. Get your hands on that man and outman him. That's it. Angle, whatever. I know it's a little bit more difficult for Mike Gesicki being so tall, because really low man wins. but you're so damn long. Get your arms on the outside and control that man, or on the inside and control that man, not on the outside, on the inside of him and control him because you have the length.
Do you think that we're going to see that from him this year?
I don't think they're going to ask him to do it. I think I wouldn't ask him to do it. You know what I'd ask him? I would say, you are a chip blocking machine, and I'm never going to have you chip block the edge rusher. I know that seems kind of ridiculous unless it's a double team. You know what I'm saying? I would never allow him solo as that chip block, that dump off man, because it seems like he does such a piss poor job with contact on that pass rusher that he doesn't do enough to slow him down to let that play develop where he can leak out behind him and you do a little sidearm action to him. Never seems to work. I would always have him as like a rub guy. You know what I'm saying? Or out in front on like a corner where someone's coming out in front of him and he can get his hands on like a corner and move him out of the way in that blocking downfield. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, no, I don't. So really the growth he's going to have to show for worth, for not just us, for anyone else, is he's going to have to take and finish running the ball. When he's running that ball, he's got to show that I can break tackles, I can make guys pay, not just circus catches, which we love.
I would love to see the motherfucker just block somebody for real. I would love to see him grow.
Bro, I would love it, man. I would love it.
You can grow biceps, nigga. You can grow balls. You know what I'm saying?
You can. I don't know. You got to be kind of sick in the head to do it. Like, you see how Kittle is. He's fucking crazy as hell doing freaking WWE and shit. He's a nut job. You got to be kind of crazy. You got to be almost like a defensive player.
Look at Gronkowski, WWE too.
All of those guys that were like that were kind of crazy a little bit. The big time blocker guys. The only one that I've seen that was the package deal that wasn't kind of kooky in that way was the dude from back when Phillip Rivers used to float, Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates was a gangster. Guy was a freaking badass basketball player and just straight mauling fools. Then the only other ones you see with this kind of impact are the Jimmy Grahams. And again, Jimmy Graham wasn't like a great blocker either, So that's kind of the deal. I just want to see him make smaller guys pay and not go down so easily. Just demoralizing. You don't have to even take it to the house and run in it, because it's those yak yards after contact against guys you should be running over when you're a whole foot and 40 pounds heavier than them.
I forgot that. I wish I would see him play more like Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy Shockey, yes. But Jeremy Shockey, bro, come on, man. Jeremy Shockey was the package too. These are all guys that you're talking about that were everything in blocking. I'm thinking just Jimmy Graham it, because at least Jimmy Graham would also, break tackles from when you got the matchup on the linebacker and he was the speedy, fast linebacker. That's why they put him on you, and you sling that guy and take him down. Now you got safeties chasing you down. Maybe he doesn't pull away, but at least he makes them work for it, demoralizing them. Far too often with his size does he go down when a small guy takes him down. That's all. I would just want to see him be a little bit more aggressive, and him putting on weight can help with all that. So
appeal for the receiver destination franchise tag or keep it with the tight end?
I mean, that's kind of, up to, obviously it's up to me, but more my agent and, him, kind of putting, that out there. But, as of now, I'm in here and I'm not really a big controversy guy. So I'm not trying to, be the guy that's, the bad locker room guy or the guy that's bringing the organization down or the guy that's in the headlines for the wrong reasons. Just trying to, like I said, help this team in any way I can. Going on my 5th year. I joke around with Durham now. I am, the most tenured Dolphins player on offense. I beat out Durham by about 17 hours. So, so that's me now. So I gotta, be the leader. So, I mean, I'll just be a team guy and continue to do what I do and come in here with a smile on my face and work hard.
Mike, what were your thoughts on the acquisition of Tyreek Hill, and might it impact in any way what your role?
Love having more playmakers on the field. So to bring in a guy that's, one of, if not the best at what he does in this league, it's only going to help everybody in this offense. It's going to help our run game. It's going to help our pass game. It's going to help Tua. It's going to help me. It's going to help Jaelen. It's going to help everybody. So super excited about, that, acquisition, and, excited to continue to get to work with them. So it's been good.
So Mike, when you look at the 49ers film and you talk to Coach Mike McDaniel and you talk to Coach Embry, right?
Yeah.
What do you see and what are you hearing about how your skill set could fit into that scheme?
This is the part I've been waiting for. I'm a big supporter of Embry. Pedigree, the work he does with the tight ends he's with in the scheme that they're trying to implement, and sounds like Mike and Durham, all these guys should be super stoked for the roles that they're going to potentially have, because these are the guys in the tight end position that are going to benefit from being the recipient of the football in a trick play where they're going to have chances, again, like I said, to be free running with the football in their hands,
Yeah, there's definitely it's definitely a different scheme as to what we've played in, but at the end of the day, football's football. So these coaches are elite in what they do, and I think that they're gonna put people in position to be successful. To be honest, we haven't even really gone over like installs or anything like that. It's just been very, very basic knowledge of the offense. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. But I'm ready to do whatever I can to go out there and make plays.
Did George Kittle run a lot of the types of routes that you have run?
I would say George and I are different players, but in terms of route running and ability to make tough catches and make plays, I think that the thing that he's the best at in the league, I think out of probably anybody in any position, is yards after the catch.
That's right. You hear that? And he knows it. And I think Embry is trying to preach the points I'm trying to make here when I'm talking about his role, and now with the size he's putting on. To hell with him as the blocking guy. I need you to have your hand in the dirt, chip up on the linebacker so he bites on the run and leak out the back and catch the football and make the safety miss because you put it on his ass, and now you're running away from people. And he touches on. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit, but they asked him about the similarities in his game with Kittle, knowing that this is where the measurement will be. Everyone's like, "Oh, where's the Debo roll? Oh, where's the Kittle roll?"
But in terms of route running and ability to make tough catches and make plays, I think that the thing that he's the best at in the league, I think out of probably anybody in any position, is yards after the catch. He gets the ball and he runs angry. He runs people over. He stiff arms people. He runs by people. So I think having Coach Embry here, and he's kind of a guy that helped. I'm not saying that he's the reason that George is where he's at, or that George is the reason that John's the coach he is, but they worked together and did a very good job together. So he was able to help him in a lot of aspects, and obviously George is the player he is now. So I'm happy to have Coach Embry here.
Yeah,
and it's definitely some good tape to watch. watching Kittle out there.
What are your early impressions of Mike McDaniel, the man, the personality, coach?
Yeah, funny dude. I had a meeting with him, last week, and it went well. And just talking with him, just about everything. The atmosphere in the building, the guys, the locker room, everything. So he's awesome. It's been great, and I'm excited to play for him and work for him and do everything I can to earn his trust for some big time opportunities coming up this fall. But it's April right now. Everybody's optimistic. Everybody's happy. Everybody's, in a good mood. But we'll see how it goes. When things, start flying around and adversity hits and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think that this locker room, the guys that are still here, have been through a lot. So, excited to continue to use our past to get better in the future.
Like, I know you want to avoid controversies, but
So yeah, making the Kittle comparisons, roles, understanding that Embry's going to help Mike understand how he can be the best he could be. And that goes the same for Durham Smythe and the rest of these guys, which I think of, what's the kid, Long?
Hunter Long.
Hunter Long, thank you. I think he's going to get some snaps this year too, because he fits more of the mold of this offense than
Mike
Gesicki does, hands down. But you can't let Mike Gesicki off the field when he can catch footballs the way he can. If he adds that physicality to the secondary that Kettle does, where he's just mowing bitches down, you start making these guys pay. That's really the design, is that, okay, you put the tight end out there and they mess up, and now the slot corner or even better, their number one corner, their lockdown guy, has to come up and make tackles on Mike Gesicki, and he's putting the hurt on him. Well, now you put the hurt on him. You think he's going to be good to be going up against Tyreek Hill, giving it his all on a fucking quick end? No, he's not. You done gave him a stinger in his arm. You know what I'm saying? He's been chasing you. This is how I know Chris Greer operates, and this is how I know Chris Greer wants his team to operate. And then, from by all accounts, this is how Mike McDaniels seems to look at the game as well. Beyond the X's and O's, understanding the Jimmy and Joes. That's really what it comes down to. The players you're going against. Zach Thomas is no more proof than that, where you understand your know thy enemy in a sense, and tendencies, and you do everything with a purpose. Sending Mike Gesicki or Durham Smythe or Hunter Long leaked out the back to come over and on a crossing route and just put the work on as a bigger guy, a stronger guy on smaller dudes, will then work to the favor of your younger, faster wide receivers to just chew them up. So, you know what, Brandon? It's not just the tight end room. It's the entire roster right now as far as depth goes. Obviously, there'll be mega cuts coming, but, I mean, I haven't felt so good as far as the roster across the board ever. You know what I'm saying? To me, the only question marks are two. It's inside linebacker. There's a few, but inside linebacker, depth at pass rusher, depth at corner with how Iggy is right now, and inside linebacker, center, and that's pretty much it. And it's not too bad, because not that there's none of these people there. It's just,
so basically a Pro Bowl center, a Pro Bowl linebacker, and some depth at corners where we're in need right now.
If you sign Melvin Gordon and you get a Pro Bowl center and a Pro Bowl linebacker, then I don't give a shit what you're doing. As long as everyone stays healthy, you should be, putting the ass in. Marty, as far as right tackle goes, bro, they've got so many guys on here. They need to figure that shit out. They got so many young people on this team that there's just no way you don't figure it out with somebody who's on the roster to play with the highest upside in that right tackle position.
Given all the coaches we got now on the job and the amount of time we have until the regular season, we should be all right.
It's not even that, bro. Listen, Austin Jackson knows now that, you're being looked at by the left tackle, dog, and he is not going to sit there and allow you to make him look like a fucking idiot. You know, it's a standard now that you have to play at. And if that guy's looking at you, bro, that's the last guy you want to be fighting with.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jackson knows he lost that left tackle job, but there's no reason why he can't take that left guard job.
No, what I'm saying is he knows now that there's a standard to play at.
Yes.
You don't want to be the one to be looked at by that guy. You don't want him to be like, hey, bro, you're playing like shit. Out of all people, you don't want to be pointed out, bro.
But again, depth, Marty, and I mentioned that earlier. Depth, because this offensive line, before we signed Armstead, I said this team's going to need bodies, young, healthy bodies that can rotate in, because no one's going to run more than the offensive line. They're going to be asked to run and push the pocket every play. Every play. There's very, very, very seldomly is it going to look where it's 5 offensive linemen that step up and sit in their zone, and they're all essentially 5 little islands, you know, trying to block their assignments and shit. More often than not, it's going to be everyone moves as unison to a direction, and with potentially one of them going the complete opposite direction. That's how it's going to look a lot. Going left, going right, or everyone going forward. Very rarely is it going to say step back and sit there and pass rush. Even on passing plays, that's not how it's going to appear. It's going to even appear that they're all running to the left, but really it's a roll out and a little sidearm 2-yard pass that has a guy wide fucking open. That's just how they're going to do it. What's up, Fins Up? Noob this. All right. I clipped this because we've heard plenty of people trying to hype up the Patriots, and I understand it. It's not the Boston Patriots, it's the New England Patriots, and they have, an entire region of fans. There's several states in New England area that claim that I love the Patriots, whatever. I can't do the accent so good. I'm not good with Boston accents. It's not my forte. I'm good with accents, but not the Boston one.
Let me ask you a question before you play that shit.
What's good?
What is the Melvin Ingram news? Because I haven't heard that either.
Okay, so Melvin Ingram came in. They did a workout and a meet with him. I don't know if they did a workout. Don't quote me on that. But I haven't heard of anything of an offer on the table or anything like that. Not like how Treader. I haven't heard anything about an offer on the table. I think if you remember, Ingram was here. I think it was the year before last or last year. His agent is the same agent as Xavier Howard, if I recall correctly. I'm pretty certain about that. I'm like 95% sure. And I know because Xavier Howard was lobbying for him. I guess they're kind of buddy in some ways. I guess it's just really a lot of these players. Same thing with Tyrann Mathieu, Odell even. We're looking at a different kind of thing where maybe these guys don't sign till later in the season and see which team they can jump on their way to winning a championship. But I would love to have him on the football team. He would be great. Marty says they did. Oh, yes. No. Foster, they did do a workout with Foster. I know that for certain. I know they met with Ingram. I don't know if it was a workout. I'll have to search on that. But anyhow, I clipped this from the Pat McAfee show, and now the narrative is kind of coming back around again where the Dolphins look to be ahead of the Patriots in some people's eyes. And I don't see how it could be in only some, other than the Patriots having success last year. And, Mac Jones did go to the Pro Bowl. Kind of, I don't know. But what's up, Iceman? MC? What's up, 100 Annie? they got weaker. Who's their offensive coordinator? Who's going to be their next lockdown corner? Or is it Butler that they're getting out of retirement? You know what I'm saying? It just seems like this is one of the years where Tom Brady could make something happen, but I can't expect Mac Jones to make anything happen, you know? And by them picking up Parker, you kind of wonder, are they going to pick up a weapon for Mac Jones, or are they going to do what they, you know, who are they going to target in the draft? They should pick up a weapon in the first round, a wide receiver, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? And again, Bill hasn't been that great with draft picks either. You know, he's been known to miss.
You know, what's going to happen if this whole Debo thing actually happens, bro? They're going to just, Twitter's going to stop, you know that, right?
Yeah,
if Debo ends up just coming over, I mean, everybody who knows what's going on, and you know, if he ends up coming over here, ESPN can stop. You know, as the world turns, just
they'll probably set up a full-on satellite office in Miami if Debo comes here. I'm dead ass, bro. They'll set up a satellite office in that bitch. You know what though? And I said this back when the Debo stuff was finally surfacing. You know, I talked a little bit about it here and there, back before we even got Tyreek. But early on, I said I don't see this happening till the week before the draft, if it was going to happen. You know, the week of the draft, excuse me, like days before, because I understand the asking price. At least for what the Dolphins are being asked to pay for, the Dolphins weren't comfortable. That's what I know. But that's kind of changing, and I think Chris Greer's willing to pay to get him. I think so, and I think they're waiting to hear. I think they're waiting to hear some news about what's going on in the NFL. So better to spend it and, you know, ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, hurry up and get it. Yeah. You never know what they're going to do.
You know, but to me, the Niners, from what I'm hearing, the Niners devalue their pick in the trade offer so much. They see it for, you know, kind of not fair in a way. So they want too much extra cheddar. But I wonder if Chris Greer just says, fuck it. And, you know, he's been looking at and having in players that would probably require some movement in the draft, moving up. I wonder if that's a little bit of optics for the deal, showing them that, hey, some of these draft picks that were in the deal for this year, I'm planning on spending them. So that deal, I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
And then he's fucked because if Debo's not going to resign.
No, Debo's not. And I think Debo gonna have elective surgery. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got some scar tissue somewhere. It's how the game is played proper. So here's Dan Orlovsky talking about kind of the point I made just a couple days ago. I made a little short video of this. I'm probably going to release it. But here we go.
I would tell you this, and this is not going to go over exceedingly well, but I'll tell you this. I would be more willing to bet on the Dolphins making the playoffs, given what the odds would be, Pat. You know the gambling world better than I, than New England.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Why is that?
Oh, dead.
I think I think the world of Mike McDaniel, their new head coach. I think Tyreek Hill is a huge get. I think their offensive line is going to be a lot better than it has been. Their defense is still be stacked. I get concerned with New England and who in the fudge is calling their plays. I don't get what New England's doing. I don't understand that they don't have a person on their offensive staff that's ever called a play in the NFL, to my knowledge. I would tell you this.
So, I
love
mean, I know, right? They're killers. But I mean, it literally, and I'm not always the biggest fan of Dan Orlovsky. Like, again, all of them, they sway on points. You agree, you disagree. Jay said he's a nerd. He's a nerd. But I can't. I mean, I literally said those words. Color, you remember? I almost said all that shit just a couple days ago. Like, literally word for word. He must have been watching the show. Dan's watching the show. Dan, you can come on here, bud. Shit. But, you know, yeah, now the narrative's kind of switching for support. And so I also have another little clip. It was circulating on Twitter, which, guys, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, come over to the channel on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the show, hit the like button, everybody. Check out all the great channel fucking shows we got. Yada yada yada. My guy, Man of the Future, sent me this. It's a clip of Cam Jordan talking about Tua. Oops. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I'll check it out. What's up, Cody? Colts fan, but love watching you. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it, my brother. We're there. I got no beef with the Colts no more. I mean, I had plenty in the 90s, you know, when we were in the same division, but now you guys are all right, you know, until I see you. You know, just don't be trying to take my fucking playoff spot, my guy. I'm interested to see how the Colts shake out with Matt Ryan over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not just, they never take a season off, the Colts. Other than that one season to suck for luck. They were like, oh, look at that. We can't win no football. Turn right around. That son of a, yeah. They've got good ownership up there, and they've always kept it competitive, Indiana, man. So, all right, let me pull up this video. Shout out to Andres, my guy, hooking a brother up with the video. And I'm pressing the wrong buttons. And guys, if you're on Twitter, give me a follow on Twitter.
How about you, Cam? Which one do you think takes the biggest step forward?
I mean, after playing Tua, I'd say Tua has more room to grow. You know,
did you even study
what
ball?
did you see?
He wasn't even on the scouting report.
I mean, he's poised. I mean, he doesn't get rattled. I say after playing Justin, you can hit Justin early. He gets a little rattled after you start sticking him early, right? But Tua stays calm. You know, he has that demeanor about him. I think that because of that, he also just has been hurt more.
Yes.
So he has so much more room to grow.
How about you, Cam? Which one?
So yeah, the good stuff on Tua's coming around. I think the NFL sees the forest through the trees a little bit on what Miami's doing down here, and that, you know, there's gonna be some relevant football being played up in there. So I'll move on to
relatively relevant.
Relatively, yeah, you guys.
Oh, poor John, man. He just can't. He just like, you know. I'm just joking, man. You gotta relax, bro.
Color, bro.
All right, here we go.
Color, bro. I swear to God. I know you're fucking around. I just think it's funny.
You should see my ass at the stadium. I'm worse than I'll be worse than freaking Alexander, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh, hey, look. You actually got a good picture of Mike Florio. Oh,
All right,
shit.
let's see what these cats got going on.
The support he was feeling from having coaches present for a charity event. It's little things like that that show whether or not a team is all in with Tua, and they're clearly all in with Tua. For better or for worse, this year is all about getting the most out of Tua and or eliminating any excuses and whittling it down to, can he get it done? We have a coach who's going to try to get the most out of him. We have a supporting cast around him that's going to elevate him. Can he step up to this moment? So, Chris, for the Dolphins in the AFC East, playing the teams of the AFC North and the NFC North this season, what's the bar for you?
Well, seeing how Mike just asked me the question, I'll answer. The bar, the bottom bar is playoffs. They got to get to the playoffs, and really, depending on what I see out of this team early on, I want to win the AFC East, and to me, that's the statement of all statements. They win the AFC East. You got to run this team back. You end all discussion. No coaches leave, no quarterback, no nothing. You run that shit back again. Hopefully you get to the Super Bowl even this year, but you definitely run back if we take an AFC East chance. Now, okay, if Buffalo loses Josh Allen for the year and we get it, there might be some context to that. But we go out and we beat Buffalo with this team constructed, then yeah, that's the fucking bar for me. But I'll let Chris Sims answer too, because I mean I know everybody in the chat too, man. I know all these guys. Everybody loves Chris Sims. Everybody love that guy. It's like their favorite
for the Miami Dolphins.
It's interesting because you see points bet with their win totals 8.5, which I think is a little like surprising to see a little because you just go, wait, they won more than that the last 2 years, and they added Tyreek Hill and some other people to their football team where you go, well, their roster I think is better. So obviously, I guess the coaching hire or whatever maybe leads to a little trepidation there. I don't know. It's hard. They're a hard one to figure out as far as where's that bar. Definitely, that division. We know the Patriots and Bills, they're real. I expect them both to be playoff teams again this year. The Jets are going to be better. So maybe that's why the low.
See, all right. I don't see how people are saying the Jets are going to be better too. Like they've got a lot of things moving around. They're re-signing guys that they have outside of just growth from the quarterback until we see what they draft. I don't see how the Jets are getting much better either. Again, we'll be rooting for the Jets to steal some wins this year. It's just how it goes. Same thing for Cody in there. I'm probably rooting for Cody for steal some wins out there in the AFC, help a brother out for some, you know what I'm saying?
Lower number. But the bar, I guess I almost want to say the bar is kind of where they were the last 2 years. Fringe playoffs. Maybe get in, maybe don't. I think anything in that range, 9.
I think it's the only range terrible picture stoppage. Looks like some whole other things going on in this picture right now. No, I get it. I don't expect either one of them to know the heartbeat in Miami, but the way the fan base treats each other, the way, the stadium selling out, the money that's thrown around, the hype, the bar isn't, dude, we got 9 wins in it from what is perceived that there was a coach and a quarterback that didn't work at all together. And we didn't do it. We won 9 games last year with defense essentially. And Tua and the offense just making whatever they could have happen. No consistency in the offensive scheme, play calling, none of it. And with all the money dumped in on the offensive side, and we just seen bringing everybody back from defense, you got to take it's not the same. It's up. Even after all, or even before we signed Armstead and Hill. All those other additions, coaching, everything, all of that should count for one more win. Tyreek Hill and Armstead has to count for playoff berth no matter what. That's just a fact, guys. If not, again, heads are going to roll. Dude, fucking Chris Greer might get fired. You know what I'm saying? If this shit don't work out, people are getting fired.
9-10 wins, and if they do or don't get in the playoffs, I still think is good and things are going in the right direction.
What do they need to do? Specifically, what does Tua need to do to kill the possibility of Tom Brady doing in 2023 what he almost did in 2022?
So, and it's not just Tom Brady. And I know Mike Florio was pretty much the guy who broke this whole thing. But it's not just him. There's going to be a lot of people that are quarterbacks that if Tua, say he falls flat on his face, say there's injury or something like that, people around the league are looking at this offense and this defense and this team with envy. So then that's kind of why I said before, it's probably the most pressure he's going to have on him and a first-time head coach. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their added pressure to perform this year. So.
And next year, there's no barrier to Tom Brady becoming a member of the Miami Dolphins because his contract will be up, barring an extension. No tag clause in his deal. He's a free agent after this year. And we know, and people are starting to realize, hey, this is a pretty big story that the Dolphins were going to make a play for Tom Brady and they were going to make him a minority owner. And then he was going to unretire.
It's starting to hit people in the face, right?
People are starting to realize. Yeah. People are starting to realize, and I still think ESPN is going to report it on the first Sunday of the regular season and act like it had never been discussed
Breaking
before.
news.
Yes. But
damn, dude.
What does Tua have to do to end that?
He's got to win football games, stay healthy, win some big football games. That's yet to happen. But I think more importantly, show the ability to make plays outside the realm of the scheme itself. Not that it has to be Mahomes or Josh Allen and he spun out of here and threw a sidearm ball 40 yards across the other side of the field. Not that, but fitting balls into tight windows. Oh man, there's nobody really open. The pocket's collapsing. Ooh, there's a little sliver of a spot to put the ball. Oh, we put it there. Great. Get it.
Now, I don't usually say great point, Chris Sims. It's kind of even weird to come out, but kind of a great point. Working the system and it working and being successful to me for Tua isn't enough to stop all this narrative. He's going to have to do something extra. What Chris Sims is kind of saying is just show elevation, fit a ball into a tight window. Take a broken down play and make something happen, which he's done, but a wow factor, if you will. I kind of agree with that because, listen, if Tom Brady is a free agent next year and doesn't figure things out and this all starts up again, I don't want that either, man. Fuck, bro.
Getting out of harm's way every now and then and making a play. It's got to be more of that. That's why you heard players and teams make fun of Tua last year.
I feel
because
gross.
there was never any of that.
Take a shower
it was,
after this.
Oh, all this trickeration to throw the ball right here and let everybody else do the work. And that's where you got to see a guy that can make some plays and do some things on his own.
Nikolai, I don't mean just fitting it in a tight window. I'm talking about you know what I'm saying. Some shit when everyone's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, bro. You got to see some of that shit. Not a good throw, a great throw. Not just some spectacular shit. Some da-na-na, da-na-na, it's got to get it. Everybody talking about it. Pizzazz, if you will. Of course, he throws it in tight windows, but I'm saying, I don't know, bro. You'll know it when you see it.
Not always be massaged by the offense.
Big throw in a big spot in a big game.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, they may very well be interested in a guy who can. We know that
That's
Stephen
it, bro.
Ross
Sometimes you gotta show you can win, which to me, psychologically was the problem and health and stuff like that. Tua looks fucking jacked up physically, and I can only assume mentally too with everyone else, and he seems up to the challenge.
Tom Brady, part of the organization, and Mike McDaniel
And Bruce
comes from
Beal.
that San Francisco coaching staff that at least evaluate. Wouldn't that? I mean, from McDaniel's standpoint, hey, Kyle didn't want this guy in 2020.
Yeah,
This is my chance to show what we could have done with Tom Brady in this offense. So it's going to continue, and I feel bad for Tua. He had Deshaun Watson hovering over him most of last year. He's going to have Tom Brady hovering over him much of this year if more and more people start paying attention to what we've been talking about for over a month.
Jesus. The hover over Tua continues. This poor fucking kid can't catch a break, bro. Everybody want that job, bro. Coming after your job. He got to crush the narrative, John. He does. He's got to show that don't look at my old lady like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hollering at my girl, dog. Put you in your fucking face. That's what he's got to do. He got to big dog some fools.
I expect him to, bro.
I do too. I think,
especially with a lot of the stuff that we've seen that a lot of people here haven't seen. So.
Yeah, but again, like if there's one lesson he needed to learn last year from all of what his trials and tribulations of everything, he has to learn that this business ain't gonna do you no favors ever, and you got to be responsible for that happening in his career. And this pressure ain't gonna go away. It went from Watson to Brady.
Yeah.
All
It got bigger.
big time.
It got bigger.
It got worse. It got worse. And
you went from a 26 year you went from a 26, 27-year-old guy who has talent to the greatest of all time.
That's right. And I don't think it stops there. That Jackson talk ain't over. It's only gonna begin. And if Lamar Jackson doesn't get extended, which by everything I'm hearing, they're not gonna extend him. That's another one that could be either A, getting himself a little surgery and sitting on free agency next year along with Tom Brady. There's another QB carousel coming next year, which is crazy. And this might become a new thing in the NFL. I think it could be Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield. Tom Brady will be a free agent, so he'll be out there. And then probably Lamar Jackson, because I don't see that happening. And who else knows who's sprinkled around in that fucking nonsense, along with the QB draft that's coming up next year as well. You know? Oh, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will be roaming around next year as well.
You like that?
Huh?
That's what he says. You like that?
You like that?
Oh my God, bro.
So Carroll City, Miami says Teddy Bridgewater and Tua Tagovailoa both will play this season. Bridgewater will be utilized in the offense. Miami ran 2 QB packages last season. San Francisco Niners did too. You know what? You're not wrong, but I don't look
That's
at
not happening, bro.
it's not like that's not going to happen because Bridgewater isn't like a dual threat running quarterback. Now, if he was more like if Cam Newton was the backup, then yeah, I could see that. But then again, maybe. I don't think so, and I don't think Tua can allow anyone to get on.
Carroll City, you're not far from me, bro. I literally live in the county of Dade. I'm gonna kill that narrative right now. That's not gonna happen, bro. I'm letting you know right now. That's done as of right now. That's not gonna happen.
I mean, Mike's over here keeping it real. If you don't step up and prove people wrong, then people are gonna look at you and think about other options and upgrade. Nothing's guaranteed because you're a nice guy, and nothing's guaranteed either. You know, I mean, you gotta take what's yours, and that's what I meant by that. I hope he learned that lesson.
That's one of the things Jalen Waddle said the other day. He said he's a competitor. Y'all don't really understand Tua, but it's okay.
I would say I understand him fine in the sense that there's no one makes it to this point and not fit competitor.
Yeah, but I think Tua's wired differently, bro.
Well, I don't know.
We'll see,
If he was wired the way you were saying, it would have showed last year. I'm wondering, and I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to you about that a different time. But I think no matter what, it's
tomorrow
now.
morning breakfast conversation.
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow about that. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that later. But to me, this is it. And if Tua doesn't cement himself in this job, it could be a full bad thing. You know what I'm saying? He might find himself on the oust of playing on being a starting football or battling someone else next year, traded somewhere. This is a big ordeal for him. I'm gonna pull up this other video here. I haven't watched this one yet, so first time for everybody. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button, everyone, please.
In 2021, but we'll make it in 2022. What's up, Evan?
Yeah, let's do this. So we're doing this in honor of Cam Jordan, the Saints defensive end, who's going to be in studio with Jay and Max here in about 3 hours. So at 9:30, we're going to have Cam Jordan. He plays for the Saints. The Saints did not make the playoffs in 2021. We believe they might make a turnaround, make it in 2022. Simple as that. So Key, real or not real, Michael Thomas and the Saints will make the playoffs in 2022.
All right, hold up. Obviously,
but I think it's going to be close.
Gotta fast forward a little bit. Hold on, here we go.
Wilson in they got all the speed in the world.
Or not real. We'll make the playoffs.
Close.
The Dolphins
Here we go.
acquired Tariq Hill. They signed Teron Armstead from those Saints. So the Dolphins, real or not real, will make the playoffs after missing it in 2021. Key?
Not real. I still don't think that the makeup of this football team, they got all the speed in the world with Tyreek Hill, along with Cedric Wilson and Jalen Waddle. But in the end, they got a young head coach and an inexperienced head coach. And I just don't think that the Dolphins are right there with the Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots.
I would agree with you again, Keo. Not real. Look, we always talk about what's been additive to this team, but we don't talk about what's been removed from this team. And when you remove,
what's been removed? Tell me what's been removed, because there's a lot been added. The only thing that's been removed is the head coach. Is that what he's going to say? And not for nothing, I'll argue his point on simply this. First-time head coaches always get like a spunk ear. You know what I'm saying? When somebody gets fired out of the building, especially with the way Flores got fired, because it was obviously personal and there's confirmed in locker room rifts with dealing with him as the person. Even Adam Gase got to the playoffs his first year because everyone feels, invigorated. Everything seems possible. It's a whole new world for everybody with this new coach. And it's before anyone gets big-headed and starts, changing. It's all fresh and new, and it's hard to scheme against. All the teams, even in the division, are playing a completely different offense now. So you get to catch everyone in this first year where they get to get film and prepare and all these new weapons. This is the time to strike. On that alone, I would put them over, the fucking Patriots. On that alone, dude. Like,
move a guy in Brian Flores who's always overachieved, who's been a defensive genius. I don't think you just come in as a first-year head coach and all of a sudden hit the ground running. I think you're going to take your lumps. Doesn't mean that they can't be better in the long run, but I'll say not real for right now.
I'm going to say not real again because of the West. In the AFC, loaded. I think for the first time ever, 4 teams can come out of the same conference. Just like the West last year. Any one of those teams could come in last in that division or win the Super Bowl. I think you get at least 3 out of the West, maybe 4. That leaves no wild cards for anyone else, and I don't see them winning the division. Not real.
Could you imagine if everyone in the West went? Could you imagine everybody in the West?
I don't see how that would happen.
But could you just imagine?
Because they're gonna
I know
beat
they're
up
going
on
to
each
beat
other.
each other. I know that, but could you just fucking imagine that they're that good in one division? That everyone else has got 9 or 10 wins, and they've got 9 or 10 wins with victories against people. You know, holy
Let me
shit!
ask you a question. To you, who's the worst team in the AFC West?
It's too
To
hard.
me, it's not-
It's too early to tell.
It's not
It's too
hard
early
for
to
me.
tell.
It's not hard for me.
Why, you're going to say the Raiders?
Yes.
Why? The only
Because-
reason you can say the Raiders is because of their quarterback matched up to the other quarterbacks. That's the only reason.
I don't think that overall their offensive talent is the same as everybody else on that in that division.
Yet they went to the playoffs. They do have offensive talent. They got one of the best tight ends in the game. That slot wide receiver, what's his name, is pretty damn good. And they just got a top wide receiver in Devontae Adams. And they've just fortified their defense with the players they brought in and McDaniel. I think the biggest question mark in that division is Kansas City. Can Mahomes find snap development that he's lost? But think of all the picks they got and how good Mahomes is. So that's almost not a question mark either. I would say right now at the bottom today is the Broncos because of the quarterback change and how that's got to come into play. But if I had to guess who was going to be at the bottom, it's the Chargers. Chargers will be at the bottom of that division. And for a myriad of reasons, but number one, I can only say
the reason why I didn't say that was my first choice was because everybody's going to say I'm hating because I like Tua, and it's not why.
No, for me, the Chargers, because of their quarterback again. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up. I know he's got a great arm and can do all those things, but I don't know. I just don't know.
The pass rush in the AFC West is going to be for real, bro.
I don't know if he'll feel the pressure when he looks across the field and sees Russell Wilson.
No, I don't mean the pressure from the quarterback. I mean the pressure from the defensive line.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm saying for me, it would be just matching the talent he's going against. I think he's going to have a harder time, but I don't know. I'm going to be watching the AFC West a lot. I know that much. When I'm not watching the Dolphins game and I'm calling another game in here,
All right, I got a
it'll probably
question
be an
for
AFC
you.
West.
Who's going to have a better record next year, Miami or Chargers?
Miami, without a doubt.
I think Miami will too.
I think without a doubt. All right, I think that's the end of that. Yeah, KC's a question mark, but they've always drafted really well, and if they get with all the draft picks we just gave them and all the ones that they have, if they find 3 guys on offense to help, it's going to be fine with the quarterback they got. I don't know. So we'll see. But I did have a couple of more topics to talk about and some articles that I had and stuff like that. There was, it's a little bit of draft stuff and things like that. Dolphins brought some players in. Just give me a second. I got to find where I had everything because I kind of moved everything around. So they bring in linebacker Cameron Good. I don't know if they'd pronounced E from California. Pull up the article. Where the hell did it go? Jeez Louise. All right. Here it is. So, the Miami Dolphins continue to gear up for their draft with the 31 other teams. They bring in Georgia linebacker Channing Tindall. I talked to you guys about that a while ago, but they also brought in, where the hell's he at? There he is. Cameron Good, linebacker from California. In his 4 years as one of the Golden Bears, he recorded 172 total tackles, 20.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions that were returned for touchdowns. So we got two interceptions to the house. In 2021, Good was second best collegiate season. He was named second team All Pac-12 and recorded 45 tackles and 6.5 sacks, to the point that the 6'4", 240-pound linebacker, holy shit, guy's a mountain. So he's somebody that the Dolphins, he is a mid-tier guy, somebody that probably will be there in the 3rd and 4th rounds. They know what I know. Linebacker is needed. He is known for pass rushing as well. I thought I had another article that went a little bit further in depth. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, man.
6'4", 240.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Why is Color muted this entire show? There's something going on over there.
Color's sleeping. He's not really on.
I'm on. Ain't really much to say.
Color's saving it all up for color commentary tomorrow. Right, Color?
No, somewhat. I just, I don't know. There's, being reserved.
Color's like, I got nothing to fucking tell you guys. I don't know
John thinks everything I say is an insult or negative.
Get the fuck out of here, Connor.
He's like, I got jokes, man.
Oh my god. There you go, Connor. Got me to laugh. There you go.
All right, yeah. So here it is. Goody was considered one of the nation's top defenders who wasn't invited to the NFL Combine. Per the Pac-12 media website at Cal's Pro Day, he had a 39-inch vertical jump, which would have been the 7th best among linebackers at the Combine. He later added a 4.58 40-yard dash, which would have been 12th at the Combine. A 6.91 in the three-cone drill. That would have tied him for first, which to me, linebackers 3-cone drill is one of the most important things. That shows the most important, deal. And he had a 4.29 20-yard shuffle, which would have had him at 4th. Some consider Good ideal suited as an outside linebacker in a 3-4. The Dolphins play a 4-3, so they would and use a 3-4 alignment at times. NFL Draft Buzz says that he plays fast, flows with action, slow, showing movement, lateral agility, and short area burst. He has good instincts and awareness to find the ball, reads the quarterback to anticipate, and has filled out frame, which allows good, with good thickness, which allows him to play full speed at times, and has an active motor, so he's a fucking tackler. You know what I'm saying? He gonna put the hit on you. On the flip side, the website did say that he has lean limbs and he needs to get stronger. He needs to bulk up. I mean,
what kind of limbs?
Lean.
Oh, okay.
What'd you think I said?
I couldn't understand the word at first.
No. He needs to learn how to use his hands to beat blocks a little bit better. So that is something that they say. But they did bring him in for a 30 for 30 visit.
So let me ask you a question.
What's up?
The guy is 6'4", 245. I have a question. If he bulks up because he's too skinny, what the hell is he going to weigh?
255. 258, something like that. If he can stay as fast as he is from his pro day, which I'm sure it's pro day stuff, and he might be a guy that's there in the 4th round, or maybe, I don't know.
I mean, that's a hell of a linebacker. If you're 262 when you're running a 4.5, yeah. However you hit, it's gonna hurt. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to watch some of his film as they bring him in. Brandon the bookie's gonna be here tomorrow night. Him and I are gonna do a whole bunch of stuff in the back while Color's doing his show, which makes sure everyone's hitting the like button and make sure everybody's coming back tomorrow to watch Color on Color commentary.
Yeah, hopefully Color
I
tomorrow.
promise I'll be more lively.
Yeah. Color might be more colorful tomorrow. He definitely ain't saying shit today.
So the Dolphins also brought in the Dolphins work out Wake Forest offensive lineman Zach Tom. He is Tom has shown versatility to play both center and left tackle. So at the collegiate level, but he's going to be projected as an NFL center. He's 6'5", 312 pounds. The Demon Deacon took part in an NFL scouting combine where he ran a 4.94 40-yard dash and a 7.32 second 3-cone drill. However, he didn't participate in the bench press. In his first career year at Wake Forest, Tom played 48 games. Oh, wait. I don't know why it says first. I guess that's a typo. In his career at there, he played 48 games, starting 34. And in those opportunities, he only allowed 2 sacks. Wow. Here's what NFL analyst Lance Zierlein wrote about Tom. Center prospect who has spent the last 2 seasons at left tackle. That's odd. Tom was extremely impressive in pass protection at left tackle, despite a lack of desired size and length, but he likely is heading back to center in the pros. He plays with such good technique and has body control, but his aggression level is a little lacking in the run game, and his mass is below average. Tom could be a priority with teams with leaky interior protection. He has day 3 value and above average backup. So yeah, that's somebody that they could probably bring in the with the 4th pick. Push Dieter for starting job potentially, if not for nothing. Camp body to work on over the years, and we better hope that this team is grabbing guys every year or so and turning out.
I expect them to get Lindstrom in the 3rd round, man. Alec Lindstrom, the Boston College center.
If he's there, I agree with you, but that's only if he's there, or at least he's in striking distance for them to maybe package those 7th rounders and throw it up there and grab them. To me, center, running back, pass rusher, linebacker. Those are the positions you need to draft with the picks you got. Take those 7ths, package them together, only go after 2 of those 4 positions I just say. Get the 2 you want. Take your pick in the 3rd round, take your 4th and 2 7ths, move that back up into the 3rd if you can, and take 2 3rd-round picks and take them. Or package all that shit together and some other picks and go do some trading. Because fuck around won't be around. That's what I think. There was a Miami Herald article where they talk about right tackle and potential prospects of guys coming up in the draft that maybe the Dolphins would look at to go in the middle rounds with the picks that they have at right tackle. I don't know why, but it is something they went over. They talk about Washington State's Abraham Lucas. He's 6'6", 315.
That guy's a badass.
He's really good. He was in the 94 percentile in his 40-yard dash. He's good. He might not be there with our 3rd round pick, but if he is, they might say to hell with it and grab him. Also, a guy from Ohio State, Nicholas Pete Frit. I don't know how to say his fucking name, but I'm not even going to try. He may not be an instant starter, but he could be a depth at both tackle spots. I don't really see them. I don't know. I didn't. To me, if they're not going to get somebody in the 3rd round for that right tackle, someone who falls right in their lap, I don't see them reaching unless they can project these guys at a different position, where maybe they say, "Hey, we'll slide Hunt out to right tackle and put these guys at right guard." You know what I'm saying? That might be something that they might look at. So you can't go along with offensive linemen for the offense, just like in defense. In the defensive system we play, you need DBs. In the offensive system we play, you need offensive linemen. That's what's most important. But again, I don't know, man. I don't think unless we get that kid, that center, I don't see us drafting any offensive linemen. I say get a linebacker and get a running back.
I mean, if Abraham Lucas is there, I would take Abraham Lucas just bar none. I mean, that guy is just, to me, is just one of the top. He's one of my favorite linemen in the entire draft.
I don't think he's going to be there.
I've never. Well, I mean, if all these quarterbacks and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit selects Willis at number 2.
Really? I don't know, man.
I'm telling you.
Andres, I talked about that a little bit earlier. Those guys, who knows, probably they might hang on till the season, sign with somebody. Maybe Treader sees after the draft that none of those teams, all those deals are gone. He'll take what the Dolphins are giving him. Gary says, El Capitan, 2 7s, get you a mid-6th round. Hold on a second. Go get Baylor wide receiver. They had come to Quan Thornton. Yes, I know. The guy, I read that. That's actually one of the next articles I got was the wide receivers that came in. But maybe there's no reason why they wouldn't. I don't know. Chris Greer's good in the draft with those types of picks. I mean, we find contributors all over the place. I plan to do a little bit of draft talk again when Brandon the Bookie comes here. Him and I are going to talk about a lot of shit when we do that. He'll be here tomorrow night. That's pretty much all I had tonight, guys. I wasn't planning on going super, super long. I had another article, but I don't feel like reading that shit. I don't want to talk about Tom Brady. I don't know about you guys, but I'm about Tom Brady talk the fuck out. I don't want to hear about him. And you know what sucks is we're going to hear about Tom Brady probably the same way we heard about Deshaun Watson all fucking year. Every time Tom Brady's, wife is in Miami, we're going to hear about it. I hope not too, man. I hope Tua comes out and just fucking balls the fuck out. We ain't got to worry about a damn thing. Then we can sign Deebo Samuel in the offseason and take our first 2-round draft picks and go pick guys for depth and just fucking ride this bitch out for the next couple of years. That would be dope. Do the rundown again real quick, guys. Everybody make sure you're catching Tonk 7 TMI Tuesday live at 9. Color commentary on there with him. Right after that, open mic with Mike on the mic. Catch him again on Saturdays with Drop the Mic. Tomorrow night, late night color commentary coming at you. I'll be excited to see it. Guys can catch old Capitan on every night of the week. Same time, same bat place. Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. Support the channel, support the show.
You're gonna have to adjust that sign on Saturday because I'm supposed to be coming on with him. I don't see myself on that motherfucking sign anywhere.
On there? Or
Saturday.
No, that one, the Saturday one. I gotta make more graphics. I gotta make some new graphics actually. HB in the back put the color commentary on Thursdays on there finally. But yeah, I gotta do some more of them graphics and get some of that working. I just been so fucking busy, bro. But yeah, guys, that's it for us for tonight. Catch color commentary tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to like the video, share, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Come over here. Subscribe on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please share. Please help the channel grow. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.